chopper fight.
Great gunfight.
Yeah.
We get a red herring death by Greg Bierko. At one point in the movie, Geena Davis's character's like, I'm going to kill you, and you're going to die screaming, basically. Yeah. And there's a scene where they meet up, and they're fighting, and they're over this rushing water thing, and she knocks him off this net, and he falls screaming, and you're like, oh, I guess that's a good death. It's fine. It's a little anticlimactic, because no, this motherfucker swims right out.
Yep.
They're at Niagara Falls, by the way.
Yep.
He swims right up to the curb, and he's like, bring me the chopper!
Just waving, and chopper comes, picks him up, and then the fight carries forward, and in a one of the best action moments of a action to boss kill kind of.
Yeah.
Geena Davis, Samantha Cain, Charlie Baltimore now sees a dead body that's flaming, that has been burnt, hung up
being
on
held
some
up by Christmas light. Yeah.
That's on the bridge for the border of to Canada, and so she gets the idea. She wraps her hand around one of the loose lines, the slack. She cuts it so that the pulley turns into a pulley system. Mm-hmm. The guy with all the weight drops down, the dead guy. She's going up as he's going down. On the way up, she grabs his automatic weapon, whatever this is, a MAC-10, an Uzi, I don't know what type it is, but she grabs it from his hip, turns, points, and just wipes out Craig Bierko, shoots him in the chopper. He falls, hits the truck. Of course, later on there's an explosion, so he does die. But, he didn't die screaming then, because he never screams then, does he?
I thought he screams as he falls towards the truck.
Maybe he does. That sounds about right.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he does. I don't think they wouldn't pay that off.
Right.
But and then we get a really well done explosion. And while that is the boss fight, one of the great things that happens is Geena Davis and her daughter are pinned down. Her daughter somehow survives this insane truck wreck. Where she's on the truck. She's in like a utility holder, like this 3x3 little nook on the truck that she survives the truck rolling over. Anyway, I'm fine with it. I hit my head is the only thing she says to complain. But Sam Jackson, at one point, he's in the car that they're going to plant with the Muslim terrorist patsy that they're going to... Yeah. So he's in this car, and it's being hidden, and eventually he busts out. And he goes, "You can't kill me, motherfuckers!" Which is great. And he sort of saves the day.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
Well, he sort of saves the day. And that line, I don't know if it was added after or before, but apparently in one of the cuts, spoiler alert, Samuel L. Jackson was supposed to die. Yeah. And someone, while watching this, stood up and screamed, "You can't kill Sam Jackson!" And so apparently, that's all it took.
To touch on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could. Maybe I'll leave a legacy like that one day in my life, to where I make such a drastic change in a movie. But so he saves the day, and then after that, she does the cut, the pulley, the kill, and we get this great bridge explosion as they ride off into the sunset, basically.
Yeah, right into Canada, getting away with it. And we turn up maybe a couple days later, a week later. I don't know the time frame there. We get Samantha Cain driving down the highway in a nice convertible. Yeah, and then
you get the classic Samantha Cain, it's the president.
It's the president. And apparently, he does want her back, which makes sense. But she's like, no, I'm teaching now, and it pays great. And she reaches over and has this briefcase, maybe full of $50,000.
Yeah, I was curious about that, too, because she's like, I'm good on money. Yeah. And maybe she is. Maybe she has other things she's doing. But like, I don't know. Let's say at the very most, there's $1 million in that briefcase, and that's stretching it. That's pushing it.
Right.
Like, you're good, you're set for a little while, but you're gonna have to work. And maybe that's what she wants. She's like, we got a house, we bought the house for $1 million. I'm still a teacher, so I make a teacher salary. My husband works. We're fine.
We're fine. We're good. Yeah. And
so he tries to get her back. She's like, I don't need it. I got this briefcase full of money and all these passports, but I would like you to do one thing, and that doesn't really hint as to what that is. But then we get the cut to Mitch Hennessy on Larry King Live. He's hailed as the hero of the entire situation. Everything that happened, he took care of it single-handedly. And his wife and kid are watching. It's a really sweet moment. And you think, oh, great. Look at Mitch. He's going to be like come across as this hero, this pillar of society that his wife wants him to be. But he doesn't. He comes across as like this
as Mitch Hennessy still.
As Mitch Hennessy. And that was such a nice touch because normally it'd been like, yeah, I did what I could. I saved the day. And the kid and the wife would have been like, wow.
Yeah.
But no, what's he say, Marcus? Do you remember?
He says, Larry King opens up with a line and he says, well, Larry, he says something, but then he says, I like to be frank and earnest with women. In New York, I'm frank, and in Chicago, I'm earnest. And then he does this laugh like it's just
great.
like this thing that he just was that joke that he's just been waiting to tell the whole movie through. And
oh man,
that laugh
so
is genuine too. It's so good.
It's a great ending. We sort of get the idea that Geena Davis's character is still, she's like Charlie Baltimore, but it's Charlie Baltimore agreeing that I will be this person now, basically,
right?
Because there's a cricket as they play, right?
Yeah, they're out in the country. They're out in the country, just enjoying some fried chicken dinner outside and a glass of wine, and sunsetting, and get a little cricket sound in the back, and then she just whips out this knife, throws it, kills a cricket, and all the boyfriend, I don't know if they're married now, but all the boyfriend can do is just do a little chuckle like that's Charlie Baltimore. That's my girl.
And there has been a lot of talk, at least since 2007, that there's a sequel in the works. Of course, I doubt it will ever happen.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it would. I mean, if Sam Jackson says he'll be in it, basically, he's his favorite character. I don't think he wouldn't be in it. If you got Sam Jackson attached to a possible project, it feels like it could get made if people wanted it to.
Yeah, Rennie Harlan has said that he's wrote a treatment for the sequel as well, but he's just like just hasn't got the attention studios that it needs or whatever to get made.
And there's so many ways it could go. I mean, you could have Geena Davis in it. Geena Davis could not be, so maybe she's dead from a mission and it's just her daughter. But they got this farmland. She's training her.
Yeah.
Geena Davis has her waking up at 5 and running and chopping wood with knives or whatever. And I just love the idea of old Sam Jackson getting the call that that this daughter whose life he saved is calling on him because she needs help, and that's your movie.
You know who she could call as well? John McKenna, the Forest Warrior, because he can turn into a bear, he can turn into a wolf, he can turn into an eagle.
Sam Jackson says, "This is too big for me. I got to call my friend Jebediah McKenna or whatever his name is. He can turn into a wolf and snake or whatever." But this movie, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. If you have seen it, for me, I hadn't seen it until we did this podcast. I hadn't seen it in about 20 years. So this was...
Yeah, and it is in the top 100 of action movies. I forgot what do you remember what the list was?
It was basically, I forgot the publication, but it was on the level of Time Out Chicago, like a Time Out magazine.
Right. Interviewed
stuntmen or stunt people, directors, actors, the greatest action movies of all time. This got 82.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's good.
We think about how many action movies Hollywood was pushing out, 85 to just 2,000. Just in that time period, probably over 1,000. So, nice work. Geena Davis, Sam Jackson, Rennie Harlan, Shane Black, all around. Good work, everybody.
Cast and crew, yeah. Still holds up. I mean, definitely a movie that I would watch again and again, and I will continue to watch. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Remember also, too, the number that Adam got right in trivia was 4.
So make sure you get your sweet, sweet copy of Long Kiss Goodnight. And this is our Kiss Goodnight to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week with a really fun movie, but no spoilers quite yet. But thanks for coming in on Bullets,
Bourbon,
and Karate. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Got me a handgun. Got a rifle too. Anybody fucks with Mitch, he knows just what to do, 'cause I'm a bad motherfucker.